What I have experienced is just beautiful, wonderful, incredible people. I look around this room and I see so many wonderful souls. True kindness, true unity, true love for country, love for one another, love for family, love for community. And that is the reason why we care about freedom. That's the reason why we fight for it.
People have come from literally all over the world to speak to freedom and truth, and I'm honored to be in their presence. And that's the feeling here is, wow, this is a lot of people who really care and are strong enough to speak the truth and have a vision for the future.
This is power. When people will decide to come together. You gotta remember, we were attacked for what? For coming together, for congregating, right? It was all about isolation, segregation. It was all about keeping us away from each other. But when we come together, that's power.
And there's something healing about being with a group of people that want to know the truth. And to know that it's safe enough to have these kinds of conversations.
I spent the last hour crying because the stories were so beautiful, and the stories were about forgiveness, healing, compassion, building bridges. We're crying and talking about love.
The panel I was on, if I had to put a word for the theme of it is for how reforms are going to happen, it's by love, like love your neighbor. Don't treat your neighbor as a biohazard. That was the key idea in the speech I gave.
All these doctors that are putting their reputation on the line, it seems like they have one thing in common, and they have really good hearts, and they're just there for humanity over themselves, right?
And I thought, this is important, this is right, and it's a calling, like Peter is saying, Dr. McCullough is saying, it transforms you, and you just have to do it when the time comes. You'll know it. It doesn't feel like bravery. It doesn't feel like courage. It feels like doing the right thing.
It's nice to see some very educated and well-spoken people spending the time to travel the world and try and help and clear some stuff up and inspire you to keep going and keep in search of the truth.
When you start telling the truth, it feels great. It feels really good to get out there and just say what you're seeing.
And now, briefly, for a moment in time, we have returned to a place where all of us can gather in this room and talk about it. We still have a chance to use this wake-up call where everyone has realized what our governments are and how precious our freedoms are to turn it around.
The general feel is one of great humanity and trying to recover from being so overwhelmed by everything that was happening and trying to figure out how it's affected all of us and why we all are craving this being together to talk about it.
Everybody's sharing stories, everybody's coming from the same place, and this is, by definition, because of this conference, this is people that are open-minded. So when I'm in the company of open-minded people. I haven't had a bad discussion with anyone here. They're all great discussions.
It's in conversation with one another that science advances, that medicine advances, and suppressing speech was harmful for the health of the population. I want to be part of reversing that.
You get to choose if you're going to help heal the division or if you're going to contribute to it. That's a choice that we all make. And it starts with you and it starts with me. And individually, that is how we win this.
Each inside of ourselves have to help one another, to help unify together against the forces that are against us, right?
Even though the conference is reclaiming Canada, we have to really reclaim humanity for the world.
This is a transformative time. This has the potential to transform humanity to a different level of consciousness.